Good evening. Good evening. I hope you're doing good this evening. I am Dr. Keith Henry with a live broadcast of the Quick Wellness News Nugget. Now, I do these Quick Wellness News Nuggets typically on another channel called the Plant Based Naturopath. And typically, what I'll do is I'll basically take an article that has come out during the last 7 days and give my analysis on them as a naturopathic doctor. Again, I am a naturopathic doctor based in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and I've been doing it for about 15 years. And I just want to give a quick analysis on this video, this analysis of this article, and I've named it "How to Reverse Premature Gray Hair." And it's interesting. This is a study that I found that an article that I found at greenmedinfo.com that was published on Monday, August the 1st. Again, this is typically outside of the range. Well, I guess it's in the range of our quick wellness news nugget. I typically pre-record them, but this is when I'm the first one I'm actually doing live. So actually, when you look at this article, and it's talking about how to actually reverse premature gray hair. And so it says there's now definitive proof that hair graying is reversible, albeit rare in humans. What's more, it says stressful life events play a primary role in triggering your hair to turn gray, while relaxation, like a 2 week vacation, may help give your roots back their original color. Now, this article is not surprising to me because I've experienced this in my own life. I know in past months and years that when I have a lot going on and when I'm stressing out, I tend to get two or three gray hairs here, either more. And I've realized that as I de-stress rather than relax, that these hairs turn back black. So this is not really nothing new for me. I've actually personally experienced this, and so the article goes on to say that gray hair is one of the earliest and most obvious signs of aging. By the time most people reach their 30s, hair begins to go gray. Now, I was fortunate with that. Of course, I'm a Black American. I got my hair started to get a little gray in my late 40s. I'm 53 right now, and I just have some strands here or there. But it says here that most people begin to turn gray in their 30s rather, begin to turn gray. It says it's generally assumed that once the hair goes gray, there's no going back. But a team from Columbia University in New York and colleagues suggest that that may not be the case. They found that individual gray hairs may, in fact, regain their color, and stressful events seem to be intricately tied to this process. Also intriguing, by measuring small changes in hair color patterns, it may be possible to track life events across a lifespan using the pigmentation patterns like tree rings to mark the dates of stressful events along with periods of significant relaxation. It says their findings show that hair not only turns gray in response to extreme stress, but the opposite is also true. During periods of low stress, gray hair may, in somewhat rare cases, regain its original color. Now, it is my opinion that it's probably not as rare as they think, and they even say that further on in the article. I think it's probably a lot more it occurs a lot more than one might think. It's just that sometimes uh, the medical community sometimes have dogma that is really uh, unbending. uh, Now it says the article, and I'm not going to go through the entire article. You can read it yourself. Again, it's at greenmedinfo.com. This is why we call these a quick wellness news nugget. But just to give a little bit more of my analysis, it says, have you ever noticed a two color hair on your head or body? Once that gray further down but pigmented, one that's gray further down but pigmented with your original color near the root. By studying these types of hairs, they said, which they collected from 14 people of different ethnic backgrounds and ages ranging from 9 to 65 years, researchers were able to prove that once the hair turns gray, it doesn't always stay that way. It says this reversal of the aging process was perhaps first officially described in 1972 when a case report of white scalp hairs turning black was published in the British Journal of Dermatology. Uh, and it goes on to talk about how there's also been other issues here and there where this has been the case. Now, again, we all realize that stress is a serious issue, and so and it has many negative effects upon the body. And so we really shouldn't be surprised that significant stress can contribute or cause graying of our hair, and then by reversing that stress, that the body going through its natural healing processes that the creator has put in it, will actually seek to heal. The body's always seeking to heal once we create the correct conditions within. Uh, Again, like I said, this is a pretty good article, and I'm not going to read the entire thing again, but this is the main thing that it talks about in reversing premature gray hair or gray hair in general is minimizing stress, taking vacations, not stressing out over everything, not overthinking things. These are things that can help with gray hair. Of course, your diet is going to play a role as well. Uh, but here you can see under the article here, under the section, it says stress can make your hair go gray, but relaxation brings color back. It says stress has long been tied to graying hair, if not scientifically, then anecdotally. The night before the execution of Marie Antoinette, it said that her hair turned white. Picard also heard from a surprising number of people who said that their gray hair had turned dark again. He says, quote, it tells me, Picard was in the study, one of the colleagues in the study, the lead doctor of the study, it tells me that we found in our small cohort and what we documented quantitatively for the first time in this study is probably much more prevalent than we think. This is why I said earlier, although the article pointed out, although they said it was rare, I suspect, and it's been my experience in general, by observation in my own, and also in my own case, that it's probably a lot more common than they think. And then uh, they describe the case of a 30-year-old woman whose hair strands turned gray when she separated from her partner and moved. And it says, quote, strikingly, the quantitative life stress assessment over the last year revealed a specific 2 month period associated with an objective life stressor, marital conflict and separation concluded with relocation, where the participant rated her perceived stress as the highest, 10 out of 10. So a 9 out of 10, she rated her stress over this breakup. She says within that year period, she says the increase in stress corresponded in time with complete but reversible hair graying. So again, heavy stressful events or stress, continual stress, especially on the body in that stressful state, can actually lead to your hair graying. But if you go into relaxation, vacation, relax, you can actually reverse that gray hair. So if you want to know how to reverse gray hair, uh, there you have it. One of the best things you can do is to control your stress. And who can argue with that? Thank you for joining me. Until next time, be blessed.